Play-Doh and Kewpie dolls. So, let me think a moment. I got so wrapped up in this setup that I was like, lost my train of thought a little bit. So I don't know exactly what I wanted to talk about today. I kind of just like didn't feel like scripting this time. I was just like, actually, let's kind of like sit down, turn on the camera, and waffle a bit. Because there are like a bunch of different things bouncing around up there, and I just kind of feel like, I don't know, it just feels like it might be helpful to some extent to kind of like think about, talk about, or process some of it. I do know that I plan on making a series of videos talking about the things I was never allowed to talk about growing up, because I think that that will help to kind of set me free a little bit. So that's something I'm gonna do, and that series will be public simply because of the fact that talking about it privately doesn't have the same impact or power. The thing is these are things I was never allowed to talk about publicly, and I want to exercise my ability to basically say, screw you and your stupid arbitrary rule, I will not be silenced, basically, because yeah, I guess it's an exercise in trying to find my voice, and getting a chance to expose my family's wrongdoings, my parents, my grandparents, people who've done wrong by me and truthfully deserve to be called out for it. Whether they are ever held responsible. Sorry, there's a fly got in here, and it's been bugging the hell out of me. If I randomly start threatening to murder it, just know that I've been doing that all day, and if I catch it, it will end up in a spider's web. The daddy longleg that's been living in this room is about to have a new snack. Anyway, and I'm not afraid to be that person on camera. I will threaten the fly on camera, and I will catch that fly and put it in the web myself on camera if the opportunity presents itself. So I do apologize in advance for what you guys may eventually end up getting to see. So anyway, that's kind of something that I'm planning for the future. But today I kind of like went down like this different rabbit hole, thinking about like topics such as love and relationships. Sorry. Nihilism and stuff like that. Here's some caffeine. Hopefully I'll stop yawning. Cheers. So, whilst I am doing that, I figure I can have some lovely busy work so you guys don't have to watch me pick the skin off my face. That's the original reason I took up crochet. It's just lately, recently I've been lacking in motivation to do so, so picking the skin off my face became the kind of go-to thing, because it was like, well, I don't feel much like crocheting. What's the point? Anyway, so over the past couple of years, I've come to learn a few things about love, and I've come to learn that it's actually nothing like what I expected it to be when I was growing up. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be dishonest about that. Overall, I find it to be like, I find that to some extent it is kind of a little bit disappointing, because like there were these like expectations I had that just, I guess, weren't realistic. Thanks a lot, Disney. Fucking assholes. It's all your fault. I hate Disney. I hate Disney so much. I love them and I hate them at the same time. first of all, I hate where they've gone. They used to be so grand. And second of all, I hate how they gave me this, like, really fucked up idea of the world. That was so unrealistic. Like, I actually feel I would have been better off if I never ever was exposed to a single bit of Disney ever in my life. I wish I never watched Disney movies. I wish I never knew any of that. As a matter of fact, I actually wish I grew up without Christianity or knowledge of it. Because of the amount of damage that I feel that that has done on my psyche and how it is that I interact with relationships and what it is that I expect from them. Because it seems to me that I have this unrealistic idea of this true love phenomenon, that you'll like fall in love with your first love and that'll be your true love and that'll be the person you spend your forever with. Or something stupid or equally arbitrary, and rooted in some Puritan Christian crap, because, you know, that's how it goes. In my journey of converting to Judaism, I have found that Jews don't actually hold that same sentiment. There's actually a lot more fluidity there, I've noticed, and understanding of the fact that people grow apart and change sometimes, and that sometimes people don't stay together, and that is okay too. And I don't know, there's something about that I feel like if I would have grown up with that healthier kind of approach to things, I feel like my internal world wouldn't be so fucked up on top of the other traumas I've faced, adding to how twisted and gnarly shit is. And yeah, so I've learned that I'm probably never going to actually write the book like I wanted to. What I'm probably going to do is write out beautifully written, you know, chunks, little flashbacks, if you will, and put them on this channel through little story times. And they're going to function as if I am reading my own book. Simply because I do want it to be eloquent and well written, and I want it to have that bookishness to it without having to because I don't know, I just, if I put out a book that is just my entire life, I feel like all the conclusion or the ending of such a book can be is one thing. And truthfully, I think that's kind of bleak. Whereas if I just make it little story times on my channel, I think it's different. If that makes sense. And of course, supplementary to it is my diary, which I set the password for myself, which was quite nice. I love that. I love a diary that I can set the password for. But yeah, so that's kind of some of the plans on that. But so I have some very unrealistic expectations of love. I expect it to be unconditional and true and loyal and unwavering, and I'm realizing that's not the case. And I don't know how to deal with it, because somehow it feels like I don't know how to stop the internal feeling like somehow it is my failure that is continuing this feeling like of, I guess, disappointment or not dissatisfaction. Because I mean, clearly, I mean, I do feel there is something lacking with myself. I do know there's something lacking with myself. I do there's something inherently wrong within myself that's causing this. I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware of the fact that it's an internal world that's kind of got everything all screwy. to an extent. But to an extent, I think there's also a lot more external at play as well. Um, and I think one of the big things is the fact that in a lot of these kinds of things, you'll find that there is always imbalance in a relationship. One person fights more for it, one person does more work for the relationship in some regards, and the other will do more work in other regards. And so it always ends up lopsided and imbalanced, and neither person ends up satisfied, always feeling the other person isn't pulling the weight. And I don't know how to fix that, especially when, I don't know, it just feels like there's no real way to really fix it. Because it's like, on the one hand, I work very hard to be everything. You know, to be like as perfect as possible, to be as smart as possible, supportive, unwavering. And I actually do give the kind of love that I expect to receive, the unconditional, wholly loyal sort. And I recognize that that's one that I will never actually get to have for myself. And that's something I've been slowly trying to come to terms with. The fact is, I'll probably never know what it feels like. Not really. Because everything in life is conditional, whether we like it or not. I mean, truth be told, isn't my love also conditional? Conditional on that I'm treated well, or at least semi-respectfully. Conditional on the fact that I'm not abused, or treated horribly, or manipulated, cheated on, etc. Bullied. You know, so, I mean, but then we come into the conversation of realistic and unrealistic expectations of the matter. So, is unconditional love realistic or unrealistic thing to ask for? That's really what I wonder. I know it's not an easy thing for me to give very freely. It takes a lot of work for me to arrive to a place of loving someone unconditionally. It usually takes years and years and years of work. And then there are people that I know that I should love unconditionally, but they have done enough to hurt me for me not to. Like people in my own family. People who likewise have no unconditional, or even probably even standard, love for me. I'm not even sure if they have conditional love for me. I think they just love the idea of what I could do for them. Or what they can gain. So, I don't know. Something I've always lacked and something I likely will always lack. And something that when I connect with a person, I am very often ready to give. Because when I love with my entire heart and soul. Unconditionally. Through thick and thin. And I put up with a lot of bullshit. I really do. Like, I put up with, and I'm not saying, like, in a relationship. I'm talking in general, like, friendships even. It's just, like, friendships, family, in general. Anyone that I have any kind of love for, it tends to be rather unconditional. And I do tend to put up with a lot. And it does often feel imbalanced. And I don't know if that's just me being warped because I'm just a depressed, sad sack of shit, or if genuinely every relationship will always be imbalanced and everybody's going to feel imbalanced because everyone's going to have different needs and feel like they're not getting their needs met because the other person's not meeting them needs. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's some combination of all of it. Maybe it's something really murky. But I don't know. I don't know. It just sometimes feels like unconditional love is just a lie. And I don't know if this is because I've been depressed and everything lately. And the thing is when I get depressed, I get really depressed. I burrow in. I'm like, okay, here we are. This is my reality. Might as well make it home. Like, at first I fight it. That makes it more agonizing and more exhausting. I stop fighting it. I embrace it. That's when it becomes more comfortable and bearable. Some people might call it romanticization. I call it picking my battles. Because it's just like, I accept that I'm depressed. I know I'm miserable. I'm not, I know. I mean, and it's not like I've stopped living. I've stripped the bed today. It's down in the dryer now. I've put it in the wash. It's in the dryer now. Once it's done, I'm gonna make the bed. After I've made the bed, I'm actually gonna take a shower. You know, so it's not like I've stopped living. It's not that I've given up on life altogether. It's just that I've accepted that I am presently quite down. And that's just how it is for the foreseeable future, and I just gotta live with it, I guess. I don't know. And then tomorrow I've got my appointment with my rheumatologist. I haven't seen her in a long time. Hopefully I remember to get her to write a letter for me for accommodations at the school and shit. But yeah, so just pondering all of these things, I guess. Making another cardigan. This one is more autumn colors. Here's the other half of it. Yeah, so I don't know where I was going with this. It's just a bunch of shit, just word vomit, just thoughts, just blah. Just, I don't know. My next video, I'm gonna be talking about empathy. And the one to follow, I'm going to start, maybe delving into some stories from my youth. I'm not sure yet. Kind of depends on where my headspace is at, really. Shit. I'll be more eloquent with my words, though. That's for certain. Because it'll be more scripted, less of this rambling off the top of my head shit. You guys know what I mean. When it's more scripted, it does come across a lot more cohesively, a little bit more eloquently. Whereas here I am just rambling off the top of my head, looking like a total tit. So yeah. It's currently July the 8th. And I am dead tired. So, with that, I'll wrap this video up. Thank you for watching. I do hope you guys are having a good one, and I hope you guys take care. Just know, whatever, is going on in life, it's like any suffering that's going on, it's only quite temporary. It will pass. It always does. Everything always comes in waves. Just gotta wait it out for a moment. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Do stay safe and do take care.